Welcome to a TLDR Cata guide for the Ascendant Council, for anyone who loves placing as many world markers as possible. The council has 5 different bosses spread over 3 phases and each have their own abilities. In phase 1, stack the bosses together with range stack a bit further away. Feludius casts Hydrolance, so make sure it never goes off. Water bombs and missiles around the room, and if you get hit, you'll get waterlogged, which slows you, so remove it by running into fire or you'll die to Glaciate. Glaciate is massive fall-off damage centered on the boss that one-shots anyone too close, so have the tank drag the boss away before the cast starts or you'll probably all fucking die. Ignatius has a frontal, so face him away. He leaps to a random range player, then charges back to the tank, knocking away and damaging anyone hit. The charge leaves flames behind, so don't stand in them unless you're clearing your debuff. Aegis of Flame gives him a damage shield and deals ramping raid-wide damage until you break and interrupt it, so hard swap to get it down ASAP. Heart of Ice and Burning Blood are ramping dots that can be dispelled, but with each tick they give anyone nearby a damage increase against the opposite type. If it's on you, run to the opposite group to spread the buff around before you dispel it so everyone can enjoy their passes. On Heroic, you also get Static Overload, making someone deal splash damage to anyone nearby. And Gravity Core also makes someone deal splash damage but reduces movement speed and haste around them. Remove both of these by running into the opposite one, so put a safety mark somewhere for them to run to. When either boss reaches 25%, you'll start phase 2 with the next 2 bosses. And you can stack these too, but one teleports around a bit and have the raid spread out. Orion teleports far away, then begins a heavy damage cast on the tank, so make sure you kick it. Lightning Rod marks 3 players and casts Chain Lightning on them, so piss off to the corner and don't stand near each other either. He also summons moving tornadoes that knock you up and give you swirling winds, making you levitate. Make sure you get this buff before Terrastra casts Quake, or you'll all fucking die. Eruption spawns ground spikes around Terrastra, so watch out and don't get hit. Hardened Skin makes him take 50% less damage, so make sure you always kick this too. And Gravity Well spawns a swirling orb near a random player that damages and pulls you in. Dipping into the swirling gives you a grounded debuff, so you can survive Thundershock, which deals lethal raid-wide damage to anyone without it. On Heroic, you now get Flame Strike, which targets a random player, so move out of it or die, and it leaves a patch of fire on the ground. You also get Frozen Orb, which fixates someone, exploding if it reaches them, so kite it over the flame patch to get rid of them both. And if there isn't a fire patch, panic like a little bitch until one spawns. Again, when one of them reaches 25%, you'll start phase 3, where they form the Mighty Morphin Elemental Monstrosity. Its health is based on how much each boss finished with, so keep damage as even as you can to make the last phase as quick as possible. For tanks, he constantly drops pools under him, growing bigger when he stands in them, so kite him around the edge of the room when they appear, and range stack in the middle of the room to avoid the pools. For healers, Electric Instability is a raid-wide chain lightning that targets more players every time it's cast as a soft enrage, so save some CDs for later in the phase to keep everyone alive. Ranged can split into a few groups 10 yards apart to reduce the damage, but only if your healers are struggling. Also for healers, Gravity Crush targets 3 players, lifting them up and dealing 9% of their health every half second, so spot heal them until it's over. Lava Seed throws out a shitload of exploding fire spots, so find a safe space and don't stand near them. Then kill the boss before you run out of room, your healers are out of mana, and the whole raid is out of hope. And that's it for the Ascendant Council. Congrats on your kill. Probably one of the more challenging fights so far, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.